Hi folks, it's Monday, it's the 14th of April 2025. It's about 4 p.m. in the afternoon UK time. I'm in my recording studio working on the documentary, and it's towards the end of the day, and I'm just doing a video for YouTube because in recent weeks I've done quite a lot of videos on this gig I'm putting on over the 2nd to the 5th of May. Shifts happen. Well, some people are coming on the 1st of May to go on the Astrological tour of London, but that's almost completely sold out. Now, I'm just going to run through all the workshops that I haven't run through so far, and then I've got an announcement about day tickets and possible streaming tickets at the end of this video. So for those of you who can't come in person, hang in there till the end of this video and we'll see what we can do. But this is the final call for residential tickets. We've still got spaces left. Not a lot, but some. So we can still accommodate easily another 20 to 30 people. So what haven't we discussed? I've talked about all the workshops we're doing on the Friday and all of them on the Saturday, up to and including Rick Levine's workshop on how to personalize the outer planets. But on the Saturday night, yours truly is working on the astrology of humor. And what are the astrological signatures for different types of humor? You know, how can an astrologer delineate pathos or irony or wit? And what's the astrological signature for stand-up or slapstick? And how does dark or dry humor manifest in a chart? So I've got the horoscopes for about 100 different comedians, from people like Bob Hope and Lucille Ball, to Spike Milligan from The Goon Show, to the Monty Pythons and the Young Ones, to Jimmy Fallon and Stephen Colbert. So this is about finding humor in the horoscope. And there are, as yet, unconfirmed rumors that my evil twin brother, aka the Caustic Astrologer, may make a proper guest appearance for the first time in 4 years. Maybe, depending on how drunk I get, because it is the last workshop of the day. Might be fun. On the Sunday, we start off in the morning with Alex Trenauer talking about Algol, the bloody crown of Algol, and the British royal family, particularly around King Charles. Alex has really extensively explored the influence of Algol, particularly in relationship to the British royal family. And Algol is traditionally associated with intense themes such as obsession, power, and jealousy, as well as the losing of one's head, decapitation, whether it's physical or metaphorical, suggesting a recurring Algol influence within the British monarchy. And this is immediately followed by the royal family monarchistic astrologer, Penny Thornton, who's one of the greatest astrologers of modern times. And she's going to be looking at the Jupiter-Neptune cycle. And we're just heading into a Jupiter-Neptune cycle pattern now. It's the antithesis of Saturn-Neptune. So she's going to be looking at, should we anticipate a ray of hope in a darkened sky, or an escalation of chaos and confusion? And she'll be exploring the best and worst of this combination through events in the distant and the recent past, as well as in the charts of famous people, including that nice Mr. Elon Musk. This will be followed in the early afternoon by a special guest appearance by a friend of mine, the only non-astrological seminar in the whole event. Someone who's quite almost as controversial as me, a good friend of mine for many, many decades, Amanda Ellis, who's going to be looking at how angelic support, spirit guides, and your higher self can steer you through not just lunar and solar events, but natural cycles and numerological cycles as well. And she's talking about how shifts happen, but what power the upstairs department, which is what I call it, or what she calls it as an ascended master or angel, can bring to key dates, and how we can work, prepare, and receive new energies during the upgrade that's currently going on. Then after this is for an hour, and then at 3:15 on the Sunday afternoon, you've got me, Rick Levine, and Alex Trenauer for 45 minutes. And this is your chance to ask questions of, or possibly interrogate 3 of the best astrologers in the world. So for people who are there, you're going to be able to bring the charts, ideas and issues, and you're not going to get subtlety or tact, but you will get honesty and transparency. And then we're going to show the rough draft of episode 3 of the History of Western Astrology. We're going to show episode 0 on the Friday night and episode 2 on the Saturday, the stuff around Greece. Episode 3 on Rome will have a rough cut on the Saturday night. And there'll be Q questions and answers with myself and Kayvan, my producer. And then in the evening, 2 absolutely seminal workshops. I'm going to be talking about medical astrology. And this will look at the common ailments associated with each sign of a zodiac, as well as each planet's particular resonances with both parts of the body and specific issues, stroke illnesses. Well, I'll be looking at how aspect patterns are far more common than they should be in diagnosing syndromes, diseases, allergies, intolerances, susceptibility to toxins. And this is born of my personal 45 years of doing anywhere from 600 to 800 readings a year, and me seeing what aspects and what patterns represent specific issues at the health level in the chart. And then on Saturday night, after I finish talking about the medical astrology, Rick Levine's going to be taking the stage, and he's going to be doing a gut-busting session on Saturn's demise, a new look at the old gatekeeper. And he's going to be saying that we see planetary archetypes through a filter that changes over time. So for millennia, Saturn was the end of the road, the planet at the edge of the 3-dimensional corner of our universe. And you couldn't go past Saturn without leaving the earthly domain. But the cosmos has changed as our perceptions of the universe has changed. And the boundaries between fact and fantasy, physical and metaphysical, even life and death, are not what they once were. So if you think you understand Saturn in this day and age, then you don't. And you can change your perspective forever by joining Rick to quote him, on a journey down the rabbit hole that begins where Alice's Wonderland ends. I'm going to be in the front row for that one. And then on the Monday morning, Alex is going to be doing a session at 9:30 in the morning on astrology and education, because she's perhaps the leading astrologer in the world in trying to get astrology into schools. And she's combined her expertise as a teacher and an astrologer to enhance educational practices. And her book on astrology in adolescence serves as a valuable resource to parents and teachers, offering insights into the developmental challenges faced by adolescents, which is a big thing at the moment, through the lens of astrological cycles, particularly those of Jupiter and Saturn. So she'll be sharing her tips and techniques on how, using astrology, to help those challenged individuals of the younger generations. And then at 11 o'clock, I'll be doing the final big workshop of the week, Astrology as the Lingua Franca of the Emerging Consciousness Revolution. I'll be looking how the development of the internet and the acceleration of astrological interest was synchronous in the late 90s and accelerated rapidly during COVID. Looking at the cross-generational appeal in today's technological age, astrology is ideally suited as a language that crosses all borders. And with the development of new archetypes as suggested by the outer planets, I put the case that astrology is the new Esperanto, with the potential to unify different cultures, religions, nationalities, and generations. Just a small little workshop, you know. After that, there'll be lunch, and then there'll be the goodbye. Me, Rick Levine, Alex Trenauer will be looking at where do we go from here for an hour and a half. We'll be having a speculative look through the astrological lens into the future of both humanity and our planet over the coming years, with all of us offering our viewpoints and trying to find a consensus. And then we'll finish on the Friday afternoon about 4 o'clock. Now, this is the final call for residential tickets. Residential tickets will stop being sold at the end of this week, unless you order them in advance and agree to pay a week later or something. And we hope you join us. We've already got a really decent size audience. There's something like 70, 80 people going to be there from 18 different countries. People are coming from all over the world to this. This is going to be the most stimulating astrological symposium of modern times. And the thing is about it, it's immersive, it's integrated. This is not astrologers standing on a stage and lecturing you. This is immersive. We're going to be interactive with everyone, both during the workshops and afterwards, in the meal spaces, in the bars. This is about getting astrology into the real world, and that's why we want genuine people there who've got a genuine interest to partake in this, not just to be taught, but to be part of the revolution that astrology is the language of in the 21st century. Now, if we don't sell out of residential tickets, we will be offering day tickets for locals. And those of you who have already emailed me about this are on the list, and you will get first choice. I don't anticipate there being more than about 25 to 30 day tickets, and I've already got 12 to 15 of you on the list. So get your emails in quick, steve@stevejudd.co, and if we can, we'll accommodate you. There will be access to day tickets through the normal ticket supply form, and the details to this will be at the bottom of this email. We will also provisionally be streaming the event. We would love to be able to stream individual days, and we can't do that because if the stream breaks down, then the whole day's lost. So we're going to be streaming individual workshops. So you will be able to buy tickets for the Friday night, the whole of Saturday, the whole of Sunday, and the Monday through to the mid-afternoon, 4 separate tickets, although you will be able to buy, both in terms of day tickets and streaming tickets, 1 ticket to cover the whole weekend as well, if you want. Again, details on the link at the end of this video. But if you're attending by streaming, you will get different codes for each individual workshop. It makes it easier from our end, and if the stream goes down, then you only lose half a workshop before the next one comes up. No one's done this really like this before. This is cutting edge, new ground. I really hope you'll join us. And when all this is over, I'm going on holiday for a few days. So yeah, hope to see you all soon. Thank you for everyone who's already agreed to be part of this. And for those of you who are coming live, you know who you are. See you in, blimey, just under 2.5 weeks' time. Thanks for listening, folks. Hope it's been informative. Catch you later, folks. Bye.